How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we have another Gundam deck tech for you, featuring one of the coolest decks to come out in the Gundam card game, actually ever since Set 2. We have a deck that I am calling Vagan ReanimAggro. It's reanimate and aggro, ReanimAggro. It's a really fun deck. It's low to the ground, aggressive. We have a lot of recursion in the deck, and with Set 3, we got a lot of nice new toys to play with. It's also extremely underrated. It's a solid deck. Is it a top tier meta deck? Well, no, it's not. But is it a fun deck you can bring to your locals and have a good time with? Yes, it is. Especially if you're getting sick with like the current meta and you want to try something new, I highly recommend giving this a shot because the deck costs like 30 bucks to make. There are no LRs in the deck. It's extremely affordable. No one else is playing it. I haven't seen anyone else play this deck, though. There have been some folks in the comments section here and there, so if you are a Vagan enjoyer, sound off down below. In any case, we're not going to beat around the bush any longer. If you like the video, if you like what I do here and would like to support the Gundam card game content, hey, you can like, comment, subscribe, hype the video. I really appreciate it, and it helps push the videos out there. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into our top down and showcase our Vagan ReanimAggro deck. Let's do it.
この機体は私についてくる。その程度かガンダム。
Alright, so I have the deck here in this deck box that only like 2 people ever will even know what this is from. Shout out to you if you do recognize this deck box from an old Japanese card game. And of course we have our playmat. This is one of our own Red Zone Rogue custom playmats featuring one of our custom characters. This is Vaya, Fleet Commander, available on the Red Zone Rogue merch store, redzonerogue.com. So check that out. Always want to let people know that we have merch available if they would like to support and get something cool. The art is all done, obviously, by industry artists. He does art for, like, mecha stuff, light novels, a bunch of games, Azure Lane, yada yada, lots of stuff. We shout him out all the time. His name is Pinakas. He's great. But let's go and dive into this deck. Like I said, I think this deck is extremely cool. It's one that I've been having a lot of fun with. If me and some friends are like, hey, let's play some off-meta stuff, this is one of the ones I like to go for if I want to do like a more aggro-based deck, because it has a lot of resiliency, and I think it's just, well, I think it's just fun. It's fun. It's also kind of unique in the Gundam card game. So our EX base and resource of choice are our own custom EX base and resources. These are also available on redzonerogue.com. And then we just have these plain resources for this. I usually trick them out, but I don't have any good ideas for Vagan. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of resources I should get for the Vagan deck. I have 16 Gundam card game decks. Most of them have a bunch of foil resources, but for Vagan, I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. So yeah, we have that here. And of course, these sleeves are in our custom Red Zone Rogue sleeves. These are all sold out. We hope to get restocked soon from Dragon Shield. And then of course, our actual deck is in Dragon Shields. These are the dual matte silvers, which are super nice. And if you want some Dragon Shields, you can type in Rogue 5 at dragonshield.com and get 5% off your order. Rogue 5, do that. Get some nice Dragon Shields. So how I usually structure these videos is we talk about the deck in terms of pilot piles, because I think pilots are extremely important to the Gundam card game. They kind of form the foundation for your decks. And that's true for this deck as well. In fact, we actually got some really nice stuff that goes with these pilots, including a brand new pilot, Zeheart Galette, with Set 3. So we're going to talk about the pilots first. We'll talk about her too. We'll talk about our pilots first, and then we have our commands and bases. We'll talk about those last. So we'll go pilots, units, and then everything else. So we have 3 different pilots in the deck. We have Zeheart Galette. He's actually a very powerful pilot because he's a level 5 1 cost 2/2, and 2/2 pilots are fairly rare in the Gundam card game, and he's pretty strong. He is a Vagan and X rounder. Both of these types are relevant to like the whole deck. So there's a lot of cards that care about either Vagan or X rounder. And then when you pair this with anything, you mill 2, so you place the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash. If you placed a Vagan card with this effect, we choose an enemy unit and it gets -2 AP during the whole turn, which is really, really nice. It's kind of like that Kira Yamato effect. And also putting 2 cards from our deck into the trash is really good because we care about cards in our trash. Like I said, this is a ReanimAggro deck, and what I mean by that is we have cards that are in our trash that we want to make use of, either by putting them directly into play or getting them back to our hand. Our trash is a resource. We're also a fairly aggressive deck too, so we want to aggressively trade into stuff or aggressively attack our opponent. Like I said, it's a fairly unique strategy for the Gundam card game, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, this helps fuel all of that kind of stuff. We get the 2 cards in our trash, we shrink something so we can get maybe a good trade into it, and it's also relevant. And +2/+2, also relevant. So ZR Galette is really, really good for the deck. And it also says, I want to mention, Vagan card, not Vagan unit. So we can also get this effect off of pilots, which they're all that, as well as our bases as well. We have 1 Vagan base, and then 1 not. So yeah, of course we're running 4 copies of ZR Galette here. And then we also have Diesel Galette. Also very good, much better than from set 2 because we actually have a lot more link potential because this card only works off of link. So it's a level 4, 1 cost, 2/1, and then when you link it, you can choose 1 Vagan unit card that's level 2 or lower in our trash, and we play its cost to deploy it. So that's super good. So when we link, we can actually just play one of our Vagan units directly from our trash. Has to be level 2 or lower, but we have a lot of those in the deck. So this is one of those ways that we can actually accrue value. It's almost like drawing a card, but we play it directly into play. So really, really good. This helps fuel our strategy. Like I said, it only triggers when linked, but with set 3, we actually have 2 new cards that we can link with Diesel, which is really, really good. Also, they're Vagan X-Rounder. Once again, it all matters. And then our final pilot is a pilot command card. This is Distant Reunion or Urine Le Ciel. Level 3, 1 cost command. For the pilot side, it's a +1/+0. Also, Vagan X-Rounder. Also civilian, but that doesn't matter. The Vagan and X-Rounder does matter. And it says, action, choose 1 friendly unit paired with an X-Rounder pilot. Once again, X-Rounder matters for all of our stuff. It can't receive battle damage from enemy units with 2 or less AP during this battle. If you are level 7 or higher, so just if we have 7 resources out, if we are level 7, it can't receive battle damage from enemy units 5 or less AP instead. Really, really strong, powerful late game kind of like combat trick. If our opponent is trying to attack into us, we can like get them with this. Or on the flip side, if we're attacking into them, we can play this and just kind of kill their unit indiscriminately. It's pretty good. We're running 2 copies of this. We still also, she has some link potential in the deck as well, so actually relevant as a pilot too. Once again, the Vagan X-Rounder, super relevant as well. So let's talk about the units. Every unit, and you can see we're running a lot of units, every unit in the deck is Vagan. It's all purple. You can see here, we'll talk about another color when we talk about the deck at the end, because currently the deck is mono purple, but we have some options that we'll talk about to splash in another color. So, all right, let's go with the units. So let's start out with the top end because they're the most exciting, and then we have a whole bunch of level 2, just kind of like grunts that we can get back with Diesel. So. Our best unit is the Zadra. This card is just a rare, but it plays like an LR. It is so sweet. This is a level 6, 5 cost 4/5. It's Vagan, links with ZR Galette. Just has high maneuver, so it's just unblockable. And then also when you pair when you pair this with an X-Rounder pilot, all of them, you can choose. You may choose 4 Vagan cards in your trash. Exile them from the game. If you do, choose an enemy unit that's level 4 or lower, and you just blow it up. You know it's 4 or lower? I don't know, the RX-78-2 Gundam, maybe with Amuro linked up. Like, there's a lot of hits for this. So you have a 4/5, and if you link this with a ZR Galette, you have a 6/7 unblockable that also milled you 2, shrunk a thing, and blew up one of their cards. It's a ton of value, and it's one of our big finishers of the deck. I think one of the big weaknesses of the deck is we don't have any way to get a double attack or a double hit in. A lot of the decks that see success right now have some sort of double attack or double hit, either with suppression or a unit that kind of like readies itself. So that's one of the big things that this deck doesn't have. I would love to see that kind of stuff in the future. One of the things the deck just needs is a little bit of a more impactful finisher. I still think the Zeta is extremely good though. Like one of the best rare units just out there, just in terms of like raw power. So we're running 4 copies of the Zadra. We're also running the Zetas. Now this is a card that I removed from the deck and I brought back in. And I brought it back in because of one specific card. I actually brought it back in because of Awakened Power, which is a command card that says, it's a level 6 2 cost, and on main, you choose a unit that's level 5 or lower in our trash, and we pay the cost to deploy it. And the reason I brought this card into the deck, and I also brought Zetas into the deck, because this is a level 5 card, and getting this back with Awakened Power is actually really, really sweet. So it's a level 5 3 cost 5/3. The 5/3 is rough right now, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. This links with Diesel Galette. It's a UE Vagan, and then it says, during pair on attack, you can choose one of our other units, destroy it. If we do, choose an enemy unit that's level 4 or lower, and you deal 2 damage to it. We're gonna want to destroy our little Chunguses here. We have a bunch of little tiny Chunguses that we can just sack, and then we can get them back with Diesel. We just want to make use of these. These are basically like our cannon fodder. And we can use that with the Zetas. Sequencing is important. Make sure you use the unit you're going to sacrifice before you actually, blow it up with the Zetas. So just keep that in mind. You can maybe get some good trades in, or maybe pressure their shields a little bit and then sack it. So yeah, you're pretty solid. The big downside, 3 health. There's a lot of 3 damage stuff. There's like the Technique that does 3 damage now. There's the Zawart and the Rick Diaz. This is like a 3's vulnerable number right now in the Gundam card game. Obviously, if you link this with Diesel, we'll have 4, but still, just you play this and it has 3 and it just dies to like a lot of stuff. So keep that in mind. We are running 3 copies, and this is a Diesel specific link. All right, now we also have the Defirst. This is a pretty sweet card. This is one of the ways we can get stuff back and start churning through our deck a little bit. So it's a level 5 4 cost 2/4. It's got a big butt there. It's a Vagan unit, and it says on deploy, you can choose an X-Rounder card in our trash, add it to our hand, and then we discard a card. So X-Rounder card, basically our pilots. So we can choose any of our pilots in our trash, bring it back to our hand, and then we have to discard a card. You know it's good to discard late game? One of these little grunt chunguses. So yeah, we can get our pilots back and get a lot of use out of our pilots, actually. Really, really cool card. So running 3 copies of this. This one doesn't have a link, so we're just going to kind of set that over here. Now we have our 2 X-Rounder trait links. So we have the Zetas R and then the Zetas M. These are both linked with just any X-Rounder, so all of our pilots, which is really, really good. Which means we can also trigger Diesel's effect off of any of these. So we have the Zetas R. This one's really sweet. Level 4 3 cost 4/3. Links with any X-Rounder. It's a Vagan. And it says, on attack, you can choose a Vagan card in our trash, exile it from the game, and if we do, we choose one of our Vagan units, and it gets +2 AP during the whole turn. This is great for just killing big stuff, or making it so that once again, our little grunt chunguses can actually attack into something and get a good trade. You can also choose itself, right? So you could actually just, do a thing where you link this up with Diesel, do an attack, do the thing, and then now this is coming in for 8, right? 4 + 2 + another 2, which is just really, really solid. And once again, it links with any X-Rounder, so we can, get that attack immediately. This is a really solid card for the deck, and kind of exemplifies what the deck's all about. We have a bunch of little dudes, we want to make use of the dudes, and then kind of just get them back. We'll get them back with stuff like Diesel. And some other cards too. We have a couple other ones. We also have the Zetas M, super simple, level 3 2 cost 3/3, links with X-Rounder. That's it. It's just really efficient. The fact that it links with all of our pilots is super good. And yeah, this is a nice little efficient card. So that is our other all-arounder. And then we have our grunts. Now, the grunts are interesting in that these are all of our level 2 cards that we can get back with Diesel. So whenever Diesel is linked, we can just play these, pay their cost from the trash, and they come into play. So we have the Farja first. This one's super simple, but it's I don't know, it's interesting. It's a level 2 2 cost 2/2. In our trash, it costs -1. So if we are getting this back with Diesel, it actually only costs 1. So it's a great target for Diesel. It also has a link with Urine. So it technically has a link with one of our pilots as well, which is kind of cool. There's situations where you can, if you have like almost nothing out there, if you just really need like another attacker, you can link something, or link Diesel to something, play this from your bin, and then get Urine back link it up, and then attack, right? There's avenues here where you can like sequence things properly to get like an extra attack out if you have the right cards. And of course, once again, we also have ways to get our X-Rounders back, which is also relevant, right? We can actually get Urine back from the Defurse ability. So yeah, it's actually solid. We're running a full 4 of these. Just on rate, right? Just on curve, it's not that good, but it really goes into our strategy, right? So that's a solid one for sure. We're also running the Bakuto, super simple, level 2, 2 cost, 2/3. It's a Vagan card. That's it, right? Another thing we can get back with Diesel. It's also a Vagan that counts for all of our stuff that cares about Vagan. This is the best one on curve. It's really solid. Just a 2/3, you know, eats up all the other 2/2s out there. It's nice. And then finally we have the Gafrin. So I like the Gafrin, but I don't like it as much in this deck. And this is one of the cards that I would cut if you want to splash another color. So it's a level 2, 1 cost, 2/3. But it can't choose an enemy player as the attack target. So it's not great in an aggressive deck. It's really best at trading into stuff or getting eaten by our cards that, you know, want to sacrifice things. But it's still kind of solid, right? It's still like a good body, comes down early and kind of just can, you know, aggressively attack into the board. But this one is one of the ones that is on the chopping block. But still, solid. So we have like a big chunk of level 2 cards, and then we can kind of curve out into our value stuff here. And that's kind of like the core of the deck, right? We just want to attack aggressively with all of our like mid-range stuff, and even a lot of our early aggression. You want to be fairly aggressive with trading as well, because we have ways to get stuff back with Diesel and the Defurse, and then we also have ways to get stuff back with some of these other cards. So we already talked about Awakened Power. This is nice because it can let us get back basically anything except for the Zadra, the Zadis, or the Zadis R. Yeah, the Zadis R. These two are great to get back. You can also get back the Defurse, which is another really, really nice one to get back, so you can get back a Pilot. So like this, with the Defurse and the Trash, is actually a way to get back a Pilot, right? Because you can Awaken Power the Defurse, the Defurse comes into play, and then on deploy, you discard a card and get one of your X-Rounders back. Yeah, it's solid. This is a good one. So we're running 2 copies of this. We also have Look of Determination and Fatal Strike. So these are our 2 removals. I think they are, I don't know, it's interesting because Look of Determination, I like in the deck. We are a trash-centric deck. However, we have cards that like eat stuff from our trash. So it helps fuel this card, but at the same time, we take stuff out of our trash. You need to plan this card very well, right? Because like Z-Heart puts cards into our trash, but the Zadra eats cards from our trash. So just keep that in mind. We're only running 2 copies of this for that reason. In fact, I think maybe some versions of the deck you just want to go 4 Fatal Strikes, right? But I like the Look of Determination for now. But, you know, this is a work in progress. Once again, this is a level 2, 2 cost. On burst, you activate as action, and on action, you choose an enemy unit that's 2 or lower, and you blow it up. And if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you can choose an active enemy unit that's 4 or lower and blow it up, which is pretty nice. Once again, 4 or lower hits like RX-78 2 Gundam and a bunch of other stuff. So it's solid. It's very solid. And then we also have the Fatal Strike, level 4, 2 cost. On burst, you deal 1 damage to a unit, and then on main, you can choose an enemy that's 3 or lower and destroy it. So doesn't hit that RX-78 2 Gundam, but it can blow up like their Barbatos or their Rick Diaz or whatever. So it's still really, really nice. A nice removal, but the Look of Determination has the gotcha factor because you can use it on the opponent's turn, and then also it can hit, you know, higher level stuff. And then finally we have our bases. We're running 2 different bases in the deck. We have the Frieden. This is a level 2 1 cost 0/5 base. Burst, add to hand, deploy, shield to hand, and then when it's destroyed, you mill 2. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash. So it just helps us fuel our trash synergies. It's all right. It's pretty good for the deck. And then our final base is the Downus, which is really, really good. This one I'm running 3. I can see other version of this deck bumping this up to 4 just because of its effect. So it's a level 5 2 cost 0/5. Once again, deploy, burst deploy, add shield to hand, and then if it's our turn, we can choose a Vagan card that is level 4 or lower from our trash, and then we pay its cost to deploy it. So this lets us reanimate a Vagan card that's 4 or lower. A good hit here is the Zadis R here. Obviously, we cannot hit our Zadra or the regular Zadis or the Defurse, but we can hit any of the other Zadis and any of the small ones. You want to hit one of these ones. Like I said, best hit with this card is the Zadis R, which is pretty nice. At level 5, you can do this both, right? You can play the downs, you get a 0/5 base, you get the shield to hand, and then you get to play your Zadis, which is really nice. So yeah, we have a lot of ways to kind of just churn through the deck and get, you know, dudes back. Like, as I mentioned, we also have Awakened Power, we have the Diesel Galettes, and we have the Defurse. So yeah, I think this deck is really, really fun. And if you want a different style of Gundam card game deck, I highly recommend trying this one out. Like I said, the deck is extremely cheap. I think the most valuable card is maybe like Fatal Strike. Yeah, give it a shot. Once again, we have other options. So if you wanted to splash another color, and the deck's pretty tight as it is, we're very, very Vagan X-Rounder centric. So I wouldn't really go for other pilots. We really want to just kind of keep with the strategy. Unless you wanted to splash in like a G-Quux finisher, the one that the set 3 one that has suppression and deals 3 damage. That could be a nice little finisher. But you can also go for a more value route. So if you wanted to splash white, obviously Overflowing Affection is great. You can take out like the Gaffrins and put in 3 Overflowing Affection. It also synergizes because we get to discard cards. Or you can go blue and just get the raw card draw with Short Resolve. So I think these are both good options if you wanted to splash another color. Or you can splash for a better finisher, depending on how you feel the deck, you know, shakes out. I think it's pretty nice right here. But once again, I think one of the big weaknesses is we don't have a super powerful, like, double hitting finisher. So you could, you know, take out the Gaffrins for some bigger units, like bigger top end units. Like I said, like the G-Quux, or basically anything that has like suppression on it. Funnily enough, you can even put in the Gundam X, which would be kind of funny. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know what other Gundam decks you would like me to feature in the future. I'm going to do off-meta decks. I'm going to do meta decks. We might do a meta deck next. I do have my own version of blue-purple Barbatos that I've been playing around with. That's more of a mid-rangey style deck, but I also have, you know, Gundam X, and I have Age, and a ton of it. I have 16 decks right now, so let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video. Check out the merch store. Thank you. You're great. All right, see you later, everyone.